What's up, guys? Trail here, better known as Budget Bill, and this is your third stimulus check update and stimulus package update for Thursday, January the 21st. Good morning, everyone, and hope you guys are doing awesome today. We officially have a new president and a vice president at the White House. With the new administration coming in yesterday, Joe Biden signed 17 executive orders. I'm going to tell you about which ones will affect you going forward. And I also have this state that's opening up their rental assistance program. This will offer up to $2,000 per household in rental assistance payments. Those are just some of the topics that we're going to cover today. If this is your first time to the channel, hey, welcome and glad to have you. We talk about finance, real estate, credit cards, and stimulus news on this channel. So if you want to be a part of this community, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to hit the like button for me if you enjoy this type of content. It doesn't cost you a single dime for me to bring this information to you, and all I ask of you is just a simple press of the like button, as it really helps out with the channel. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. What's up, everyone, and did any of you guys get a chance to watch the inauguration yesterday? I have to admit, I saw bits and pieces of it, but I tell you one thing, I'm going to just start taking a PTO day from work on the day of inauguration because it's very hard for me to focus on my work and to be able to watch everything that's going on in American history. But anyways, President Biden signed a slew of executive orders yesterday, but I want to share with you on how some of these may benefit you guys. I try to bring you guys the news as fast as possible and to show you how you can get either some free money or some free assistance in dealing with the effects of the pandemic. But one of the executive orders that he signed was an extension of the Eviction Moratorium. The previous bill that was passed by President Trump in December extended it through the end of this month. Well, yesterday, Biden extended it again for an additional 2 more months with an expiration date of March the 31st. Now, this is not what we were expecting because Biden's original American Rescue Plan that he talked about last week was extending it through the end of September. Now, he might still extend it, but for right now, he's only extending it through March 31st. So that gives people a bit of hope and relief for a little bit while longer. And so I got to thinking about this eviction moratorium, and so I decided to look up some statistics on how many people are facing eviction in this country. And according to my research and what I found on Statista website, it says about 29 to 40 million renters are facing eviction in 2020. That is a crazy amount when you think about the amount of people that are struggling right now from the effects of the pandemic. With so many people losing their jobs and unable to pay for their food on the table or pay their utility bills or to even pay their rent or their mortgages, is just insane. This just goes to show you how important it is for Joe Biden to extend the eviction moratorium, because otherwise we could have a housing crisis on our hands and so many people will be evicted from their homes at no fault of their own. And this is just the effects of the pandemic. And this is not where it affects them only. It affects people in so many other ways as well. So I'm glad to see that this is getting extended, and hopefully that third stimulus package will be extended as well here soon. So I'm glad to see that getting extended here, but I also am hoping that it gets extended in the next third stimulus package as well. Hopefully once that package is designed and created and sent to Congress, we will have the eviction moratorium at least extended through the end of September, as stated in Biden's original plans. And then we have another executive order that extends the student loan deferral. This will extend the current pause on student loan payments and interest for Americans with federal student loans. Now, this executive order, the extension is through September the 30th. So that gives Americans the opportunity to focus on paying their rent or their mortgages and their utility bills and making sure that they have enough food to eat instead of worrying about paying their student loan bills, or even worrying about accruing large amounts of interest payments on their student loans. So definitely glad to see this as well here. Now, These are the two most important orders that I see that were signed yesterday because, like I said, he signed a total of 17 executive orders. There was nothing mentioned about the third stimulus check and stimulus package deal. Those wouldn't necessarily come in the form of an executive order. Congress has to commit to a stimulus package, and that can't be done by just the president alone. Although the president does have the power to sway them in the right direction. But I'm sure they will have an update on the stimulus package within the coming days as President Biden gets settled into office. In addition, he also signed another executive order that may or may not affect you guys. He signed an order to impose a mask mandate on federal property. This is something different from what we've seen from the last administration during the pandemic. So, if you work or plan to be visiting a federal building in the near future and you hate to wear a mask, just know that it is now required that you will have to wear a mask entering into a federal building. As far as if a mandate will be passed down to individual states, the president can't enforce that, but he can encourage states to pass their own mandates of wearing a mask in their states. This type of mandate has to come from the governor of those states. So maybe we will start seeing certain states follow the president's lead and implement their own statewide mandates. Some states already have them in place, but we will see going forward. But I have a question for you guys. How many of you out there refuse or don't like to wear masks? I've seen articles that some people that hate to wear masks choose just not to even go in those particular stores. I know myself, I don't like to wear a mask and I prefer not to, but who doesn't? However, I still wear my mask whenever I'm going around others. I would hate to have the virus and not know about it and then end up passing it to someone else. I would feel horrible if that actually happened. So I prefer to do my civic duty and wear a mask whenever I enter into a store or I go around strangers that I don't actually know. But let me know your thoughts down below on whether you prefer or not on wearing a mask or not. Now, in other news, for those that live in Vermont, they are receiving a $200 million bill from their federal budget that was passed last year. This will allow them to restart their rental assistance program that began last summer. The program is called the Rent Stabilization Program. It was stalled last year after paying out $21 million in rental assistance. So they are now able to restart that program with this new funding of $200 million. The goal is to get the money out to people quickly in an effort to help people keep their homes. They estimate an average payment of $2,000 per landlord to be distributed. For those that are interested, you must show proof that the pandemic is the reason for being late or behind on your rental payments. You also have to show proof of income to verify eligibility. So this right here is another state doing more for its citizens and not just waiting on the federal government to send them help. So if you live in Vermont or know someone that does, be sure to share this video with them. I will also include a link down below in the description so you can check the details out for yourself. Other than that, hey, that's all I have for you today. This has been your third stimulus check update news for today. If you enjoyed any of this information and found it useful, be sure to hit the like button for me. It definitely helps out a lot and it tells YouTube to share this video with others. And if you haven't already and you want to become a part of this community, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you can be a part of us. And hit the notification bell to be notified of each new video. Other than that, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.